Hello, human beings that are unfamiliar with how the Ambler Open Mic works. I'll be honest with you, sometimes it's a bit confusing. So I'm here to explain to you how to access all of the performances while they're going live and otherwise. So here we go, buckle up. All right, here is home base. I'm on Facebook on my iPad, but you can use your laptop or phone or whatever. Anyway, so here's the Ambler logo. It's the Ambler Open Mic, a private group. So make sure that first you join the Ambler Open Mic. Ambler Area Open Mic. It's not just Ambler, it's surrounding areas. So, your first thing you need to do is find it on the search bar in Facebook. And once you find it, just click the join button. Obviously, I'm already joined. So, once you've joined, well, right now, this isn't showing up like you'll see it, but over on the side, you'll probably see a list of events that are coming up. Some events coming up right now. There's going to be something on Tuesday, April 4th for the Kramer Brothers. And the most important for this evening, tomorrow evening, sorry, is tomorrow at 7 p.m., which is the Ambler Open Mic on April 5th. So, here we are on that event page. Currently, here is the lineup. Oh, wait, see more. Okay, cool. So we've got the intro is by me. Then we got Bob Tomlinson and Hal, the Kramer Brothers, Brian Hanshaw, Jay Cunningham, Mick Swan, and Esol, which we call him. His name is Eric Solenberger. And then the 7th is a possibility, but it might not happen. It's John R.B., who's one of our main dudes, meaning he runs the Ambler Open Mic along with Bob Tomlinson. Anyway, he might be able to be live, but he might not, so we'll see. And then I'm going to close. So anyway, it starts at 7 p.m., which is always, as far as I know, we always start at 7 p.m., and nowadays, it used to be every week, but nowadays we do the first Wednesday of every month. Sometimes it's easy to forget, but I've been trying to keep track. So anyway, yes, the first Wednesday of every month, as it stands, at 7 p.m. Sometimes it goes 7 to 9. Sometimes it goes 7 to 9:30. It depends, because sometimes a lot of people sign up, and sometimes not that many people do. So, like this Wednesday is actually the beginning of, I think, Passover. So a lot of our artists are celebrating that. So there are less people this week than there usually would be. Anyway, so how do you watch it? It's a little complex, but once you get the hang of it, it's fine. So let me show you. Okay, I went back to the main page, but if you're new to this, most likely the events will be listed in this column. Don't pay attention to my stuff. That's just me. So let's go, even if you found it in the right-hand corner, right now I'm finding it down here. So let's go to the event of Ambler Open Mic. This is April 5th. So, so we go into the event page. If you're a musician, this is where you make a request. Like Brian Hanshaw says, I'll take a spot, please and thanks. And Susan Tosha, she can't make it. And there's Eric Solenberger with all of his emojis. He's always got a million emojis. So anyway, Kurt Lipp can't do it, unfortunately, but the Kramer Brothers can. Hooray! So anyway, if I were talking to a musician, I would tell you to join the group and then go into the next open mic, and then that is where you sign up for a spot. You say, please give me a spot. Anyway, and then eventually you end up in this list. But if you are not a musical act and you just want to watch this event. Let's see. I guess at the very least, you've got to be in the Facebook group of the open mic. And yes, so people watching, I think the only thing you need to do is be in the event page. And what you have to, and once 7 o'clock comes around, you go like this, get that little wheel happening. So it's refreshing it. And then eventually a bunch of videos are going to show up. Like, let's see where a video is. There we go. Here's Steve Simon. Okay, so if this were live, Steve Simon would be saying, hello, I am just tuning in, and I hope somebody's watching, and here are my 2 songs, okay? So you would click on this and listen to him, and then he would sing 2 songs, and then he would say, okay, I'm out. The next person is Mick Swan. So then, when he says he's done, don't go to the next video that naturally comes up, because that's not a live video. When he's done his live video, what you do is the same thing. You just refresh, until you see that cute little wheel. And then, when you see the new wheel, soon you're gonna see a new live person here. And then you click on them, and you watch their performance. So basically, you already understand, because every performance shows up in the main feed, and you just have to keep doing that refresh. And sometimes, and sometimes you do the refresh a few times, because sometimes people take a few seconds before they get their live going. And occasionally there's a little bit of a snafu, and somebody's their phone won't work, or they're doing it wrong, and they're freaking out, and you're like, hey, isn't there another act coming? And so sometimes you refresh a few times, and then finally somebody else pops up, and it'll say, Bob Tomlinson live, and then you click on him. So that is how you watch the Ambler Open Mic live. You also don't have to watch live. You can watch the day after, later that night, whatever, days from then. Usually it stays up. Every musician picks whether or not you get to see, because, occasionally you have a bad night and you just say, don't even remember this. But most people leave up their open mic for, days, weeks, months, whatever. So even if you can't watch the open mic live, you can see everything that went on as long as you're part of the Facebook group. So I think that I've explained everything. The only thing I could explain further is how to perform as an artist. Shall I mention that? Yeah. Okay, so everybody else that just wanted to watch it, just quit this video. I'm going to continue and explain how to perform in the open mic, because it's a little confusing. So yeah, here we go. All right, so when it's time to perform during this live event, first of all, you got to make sure you're at least looking at the Ambler Area Open Mic Facebook page. But I think if you're a performer, what you have to worry about is so you have to pay attention what's going on in the live feed if you're showing up late or something. You should also be checking in on the actual event page, because you want to make sure that your name's on the list, because if you didn't sign up in time, then you're kind of, crapped out of luck. But yeah, so let's see. So you check that, but then you go back to the live page, and when it's your turn to be live, you hit this. Would like to access the camera? Okay. Would like to access the microphone? Okay. And then you see a picture of yourself. Oh, Lord. Oh, God, sorry. I don't have makeup on, so I'm not exactly excited about this video. So yeah, and whenever you and your musical partner are ready, you press, obviously, the blue button that says Go Live. So when you go live, 3, 2, 1, you're live. The weird part is that in the very beginning, you have to, you don't have to, but it's a good idea to wait for a few minutes or at least a few seconds to see if anyone's watching you, just to make sure that your live is, working. So you can be tuning your guitar or just playing a little nothing or telling a joke, and then you start to see people show up. You see that, oh, Mark Boersma is watching. Oh, I hate my watch. Bob Tomlinson is watching. Really? Anyway, or, E-Soul is watching, or Susan Toe is watching. And so then you know that you're successfully live in the group, so then you can just, ignore those and just start playing your 2 songs. We try to keep things kind of tight, we don't want to give anybody, way more time than somebody else. We just like to keep it nice and fair, so sing your 2 songs, maybe a little bit of banter in between, and then your other responsibility is to know who comes after you. And you have to explain that and say, hey, it's not just me here, right? Coming up next is, Susan Toe. She's an incredible pianist. Let's do this. And then you end the live by just hitting, the button at the bottom that's probably going to say, stop live feed, or whatever it says. Hopefully I'm explaining this okay. I think I am. So, yeah, you go live and then you do your 2 songs. You say, Eric Solenberger's up next, or whoever. And then you say, thanks so much. Exit. And, yeah. And then you go back. Okay, let's go back because I didn't go live. And then you go back to the main feed and you do that refresh thing. And then somebody else is going to pop up and say, oh, Brian Hanshaw's next. All right. Or whoever I said. I guess I said Solenberger. Anyway, so I think that's all you need to know. All right. You might want, if this seems a bit much, just watch it a second time and you'll get it. It's not that complex. It just gets a little confusing. And every time it's time for me to go live, I always think I'm going to mess it up. But so far, I really haven't messed it up. So it can't be that complicated because I did it. Okay, I think that's it. If this video could be more helpful, let us know because, I don't know, we might keep it up for a while because we just need to explain how you do it. But once you get the hang of it, it's quite easy and it's really exciting because once you're part of Ambler Area Open Mic, you'll get little Facebook notifications and they'll say Kurt Lipp is live right now. John RB is live right now. And so even if you forgot about it, you're like, oh my God, it's Wednesday, and then you click on it and you see the Kramer brothers or whatever. So it's very exciting. Anyway, welcome to the community. And yeah, enjoy the show.